Hello, everyone. This is Tony Lelly along with Dan Vogel from Ohio Valley Sports Online, your Ohio Valley Sports Authority, with your November 21st, 2024 Coaches Show Remote Edition. Today, we are speaking with John McCune, the head football coach of the Weirton Madonna Blue Dons. After a lengthy playoff seeding procedure, which was extended by several legal challenges, Coach McCune's Blue Dons were seeded number 14 in the state playoff bracket and will meet the undefeated and number 3 seeded Wahama White Falcons down in Mason, West Virginia this Saturday at 30. We will be streamed. We will stream as an audio only broadcast live right here on HighValleySportsOnline.com. You can also catch it on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Coach McCune, it's good seeing you, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, Coach. I'm excited that you guys are going to make the trip down and show the support to the boys. It really means a lot, learning to get to know you guys through the Coaches Show, and knowing that you're willing to make the trek down, Tony, to Mason, West Virginia, to see this first round playoff game. The boys, the parents, everyone's really appreciative because it is a little over 3 hours for us from Weirton. So thank you very much, you and your team.
Really happy to do it. Really. So it's been a while since we had a coaches show. It's a couple weeks, and bunch of delays and everything. And we'll get into that in a second. Before we get into that, we hadn't had a chance really to speak a little bit about the Oak Glen game. I did have a chance to watch it, and I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts. I know it's a big rivalry, and I'm just curious how all that kicked off for you.
Yeah, Tony. So, as we said, leading up to that game, I think I was on the show, and we knew there was going to be some battles within the game that maybe people on the outside didn't know about, having some of the transfers and Doug Taylor with his history over Madonna. And just as, I anticipated, I think you guys did, the fan base that's close to the programs, it was one heck of a football game. 28-21. We scored a late touchdown in the fourth quarter to kind of take the lead. But it was just a hard-nosed pound and ground game that Coach Taylor and Oak Glen really focused on and came at us. And I'm proud of the way the boys responded. We had an opportunity on the opening kickoff to score a touchdown, which still, when I think about it, just makes me really angry when they fumbled the ball on the 3-yard line and were unable to punch it in. So we're excited about that opportunity to get the ball to try to score. But as the game progressed, we had a special teams touchdown after they drove down and scored, and the boys really settled in defensively, and I really think we contained that run. Even though they had one or two 30 or 40-yard touchdown runs, other than that, it was nickel, and they were trying to nickel and dime us, move the sticks, and the boys responded well. And then, again, as we've said, in every close game we've been in this year, we've seemed to make the plays when it mattered compared to our competition, and that's kind of what happened in that fourth quarter. We were able to turn them over twice, and then Maddox threw a really nice ball to Andre Crossland on the sidelines, and Andre, just being 6'3", 200 pounds, and can dunk a basketball, like I've said, was able to go make a play probably on their best outside defender, and he was able to score a touchdown late in that game. And then the defense held off the final 3 minutes. Doug, we knew he had four plays for each first down, so it wasn't no mastermind knowing what to do. He was going to use up all that clock and try to score at the end, and the defense was able to hold him. So
yeah, it was really exciting. You're proud of your boys, and yeah, it was a ground and pound. I mean, that's what I saw. He just right at you. So,
and as you said, and as we said too, Tony, we made that like a playoff game because we were 6-3. We knew in that fourth quarter there was a lot of tension because the seniors, everyone's looking around, the coaching staff. We knew we had to make a play if we wanted to keep this season alive. Oak Glen had nothing to lose. They had one more game and their season was over no matter what. We wanted to have this opportunity to be sitting here now talking about a playoff game. And to do that, the playmakers had to make a play. And I feel like they did that down the stretch. And we're just excited to be – it's been 3 weeks without football, though, playing a game. So we're scratching at the bit since we played Oak Glen. But, it's good to be in the playoffs. First time in 5 years for the program.
Yeah, so, that's a great segue now. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that. It has been time. Let's talk about – can you kind of give a sense of all the mess that's been going on with all the legal
injunctions? Yeah, I've tried to explain this a lot, Tony, to a lot of people, and it comes out a little different each way. But again, 2 weeks before the season started, when West Virginia went to 4 classes, they had a bunch of schools, about 20 of them, filed not injunctions, but they filed appeals to the Board of Review, which is part of the West Virginia SSAC. They were denied to drop down a class. They just said the way the parameters were to be moved up from quad A to triple A or double A to single A, that they felt it was unfair and it happened too quickly. It wasn't justified. So they end up getting some legal help 2 weeks before the season, and the classes, 22 teams drop down divisions. So what that does is that messes with the point system in West Virginia. So if you beat a quad A team, you get 15 points. You beat a triple A team, you get 12. A double A team, you get 9. You beat a single A team, you get 6. And these schedules, as you know, Coach, they're made out a year in advance. So
Right.
when these appeals happened and they dropped down a class right before the season, a lot of these teams were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We had you as a quad A team, and now you're a triple A team. You're 3 points less, and we beat you. So when the season ended on last Friday, and the rankings came out from the SSAC, there was multiple teams, especially from Wood County, which is Parkersburg South, Parkersburg High School, and Williamstown, where they even lost out on multiple playoff games in revenue or lost out on a playoff game due to the changes of classes with those 22 teams. So it was more of a financial thing in my mind, of why the injunction was filed on Saturday. So the West Virginia SSAC was kind of out of their hands as far as where these teams were going to be placed. So when Wood County did their injunction for the new classifications, Mason County, which had a couple teams kicked out of the playoffs that were in it on Friday, they got kicked out, so they filed injunctions. And then you had competing injunctions against each other, and it kind of just made a hot mess. It went all the way to the West Virginia Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court sided with the West Virginia SSAC's rankings. So one week we were going to play Tug Valley as a 16 seed, and now I'm sitting here today. We're 14 playing Wahama. So it is what it is at this point. I didn't care who we were playing, Tony. I just was ready to play some football. So were the boys.
Yeah. So 3 weeks without football. How's that your practice? How's that mess with your practice schedule?
I mean, we were able to get back to some of the basics, obviously. We pulled out some sleds and pads and did some of the things that I think you utilize in a bye week or even spring camp or fall camp, that we kind of reiterated on tackling and going through cone drills and just things like that to keep the boys moving. We went back conditioned hard last week. A lot of conditioning. Obviously, as you guys know, we only have 18 guys, so conditioning was a big focus. The boys, they actually gravitated and loved it because I think they want to win, and they know they got to be able to play kickoff, kick return, punt, offense and defense. There ain't no more asking coach if I can come out for a play or two. This is the playoffs. It's Ironman football. But yeah, we did that, and then we obviously installed a little bit. I mean, we knew it could have been Wahama or a Tug, so we were preparing for both. But once we kind of started thinking that the Supreme Court was going to lean the SSAC's way, it's been full steam ahead on Wahama the last 3 or 4 days. And I think we got an extremely great game plan ahead of us, and we're excited. They're extremely fast.
So Tug and Wahama, similar offenses?
No, very, very different. Tug is basically north-south, and they'll hit you kind of with like a play action deep. They'll run a little more spread, Tug, and they're much bigger up front. Wahama, they got a quarterback, a running back, and then Lambert, who to me might be the Kennedy Award winner, even though he's in single A for West Virginia. He has, I think, 36 touchdowns, 4.4 speed. They put the kid at wing back, slot back, wide receiver, running back, and they'll even give him some wildcat. So
What number is he?
He's number 7.
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, blazing speed. So we obviously, all the teams have had to know where he's at on the field at all times, and no one's been able to really figure it out. And hopefully, the Blue Dons do, right?
Yeah, right. So, so what are your thoughts on this week?
Well, I mean, we're going in with nothing to lose. We're the underdog. I know when they had the Tug Valley spreads came out for Coalfields, which is the big West Virginia football marketing throughout the state. They had us at a 39.5-point underdog, and most people in the state, I would think that they think Wahama technically is probably the 1 seed. They've scored 60 plus points 5 times, 50-plus points 3 times, and then 48 points 2 other time outputs. No team has came within 4 touchdowns of this football team, so they have yet to been really battle tested.
Right.
They were losing to Dodgers at halftime, but you see the way they respond and the way they can score in bunches, Tony. I mean, 1 minute you're in the football game, you go 3 and out, and you punt, they score, you punt, they score, and it happens quickly. It looks like from the film that we've been watching. So I've said it on your show before. Quicksand. We're going to try to avoid the quicksand, control the ball, and then the game's going to be won defensively. We got to keep this team within striking distance in the fourth quarter. We know the opponent. We know that they're extremely fast, and they're going to try to get to the edge. And we're going to try to stop that, funnel everything back in, hopefully to our big middle linebacker, Wes Smallish, who's he's healthy as he's been all year. So we're excited about controlling the middle of the field but containing the outside.
Yeah, I was thinking about that now with 3 weeks of rest. You're about as healthy as you probably have been all year.
All year. Our shoulder injuries are gone. The nagging leg injuries, I haven't heard any of the kids complain. A lot of them, they haven't experienced playing football in the weather that we're playing in now and practicing in. So just getting them over that mental hurdle that this is probably the best time to be playing football, because not only are you playing for your playoff lives and maybe your last game you ever play if you don't win, but just one more week with the boys and being able to be together, try to come out here with the game plan. And I love when it gets cold playing football. I know from my old days playing, there's nothing like it. It can definitely change an outcome of a game. I hope that field down there in Wahama is a muck, and it is messy. It's hard to cut. Anything that can give us a little slight head advantage, I'm all for it, because you got to play the game. Both teams got the same field, and our guys are excited. They've never played football almost in Thanksgiving, and the whole coaching staff has. So we're really trying to let them reap it and understand, like, you're one of a few teams left in the country that are still playing football. Ohio's down to the last 8 teams per class, and West Virginia's, we got right now, we're just starting our playoffs, but it's only 4 weeks. It goes quick. So,
well, that's a great time to be going to football game. That's why I'm excited about going down to the game. Personally, I think y'all match up well with them, and I look forward to spending some time with you down there. And I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I do too. And we're going to attack them on the outside as well. I think you'll see our young freshman quarterback Maddox sling the ball out a little bit, get into our seniors playmakers' hands, like we said. And the big message is peaking at the right time. And hopefully, with 3 weeks off, being healthy, we're peaking. And I personally think that hopefully Wahama is overlooking the Blue Dons, and that a lot of people weren't going to give us a chance against Tug when it was out. No one in the States got thinking we're going to win here. I saw in some forums they said Tug Wahama picks the score on Saturday. So little things like that to try to motivate the boys, to just let them know, these kids are high school boys. They strap up the pads just like you. They're nothing special other than their speed, and we gotta contain that. And it's going to take all 18 boys, and I hope the freshmen understand that as well, that they're going to be put in certain situations in the game, and they got to do their job and do it correctly.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. I really look forward to seeing you on Saturday. I want to remind everyone, listen to the game broadcast live right here, as it will be audio only broadcast on HighValleySportsOnline.com, and also catch it on our Facebook and YouTube channels. That's Ohio Valley Sports Online, your sports authority for high school sports in the Ohio Valley. All right, Coach.
Tony, can I just say one more quick thing? I just want to say thank you real quick, not only to the Ohio Valley Sports Online, but to the Madonna community. They know who they are. We've had people come out of the woodworks that have donated to this program for this playoff run, and they're giving the kids a first class act playoff experience. The kids have really going to have a great time. They've had the last 2 weeks, the gear that they're buying, the meals that we're providing, the transportation, the hotel, all of that could not have been possible without the donation and help of the Madonna alumni and the Madonna family. So I just appreciate all of them being very excited about the Blue Dons being back in the playoffs. And it's exciting, and the boys, they really appreciate it.
Very good, Coach.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking with me. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Tony.